Today, we are going to see about egg preservation and storage and how those preservations are done and the storage is done. First of all, why should we preserve those eggs? There are millions of microorganisms that are present around us, and easily it can get into the pores of the eggshell and it can deteriorate the content inside the eggshell. So, the preservation method is used. Preservation are done in certain methods. These are refrigeration or cold storage, it is a normal method and basically used one. Immersion in liquids, thermostabilization, eggshell treatment, overwrapping, and radiation. Refrigeration and cold storage. As we all know, we do this on a daily basis. If we buy an egg from the market, we can store up to 1 week in the refrigerator. Certain regulations are there so that for to increase the shelf life there are certain regulations. So those are temperature which can be stored for like 4 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity must be maintained from 70 to 80 percentage, or temperature must be 0 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 85 to 90 percentage. So this can be stored for like 2 to 3 months. The ideal storage for the eggs is 2 to 3 months, and raw yolk and albumin can be stored for like 2 to 4 days. Hard cooked peeled eggs can be stored for 1 week. Pickled eggs without the shell can be stored for a month. The next method is the immersion in liquids. There are two methods. One is lime water method, another one is water glass method. The first one is immersion in liquids. Lime water treatment. The name itself suggests that we use lemon in this. For a long-term storage, we can use this type of method. So first we are taking a half kg of lime that is dissolved in 1 liter of boiling water, and then this solution is kept overnight, and the supernatant that we obtain can be poured in a jar, and in this solution 2.5 liters of cold water is added, and then they are filtered with the muslin cloth. After that, what happens is that we add NaCl so that the density can increase, and this prevents the breakage of the eggshells. So this eggs are kept or dipped in the solution for like 24 hours so that they attain their maximum beneficial effect, and then they are dried and they are packed. The next method is water glass method. For a long-term storage, we use this type of method. 10% of sodium silicate solution is prepared in a hot water first, and then the eggs are immersed in this cooled solution, and these are stored in areas where temperature don't rise above 70 degree Fahrenheit. So this eggs are preserved by this method, and they are usually punctured before the boiling so that the eggshells don't break while boiling, and peels off easily. Thermostabilization. The name itself suggests that these are immersed in hot water at different time temperature combination. 130 degree Fahrenheat for 15 minutes, 142 degree Fahrenheat for 2 minutes, 212 Fahrenheit for 5 seconds, which is called as flash heat treatment. So there are some disadvantages and advantages in this. First we'll see about the advantages. So the eggs are completely pasteurized and these are defertilized, so they have a better keeping quality shelf life. Disadvantages are danger of cooking eggs. So there is a danger of overcooking of the eggs. So this requires a lab instruments to control the heat and the temperature, and this is very time consuming. The next one is eggshell treatment. This involves the use of oil which seals the eggshell pores, thus prevents the escape of the moisture and CO2 content from the egg. So types, there are like two types, oil coating and oil water immersion. They can be dipped or sprayed. Disadvantages are the egg surface shows oil shiny appearance. Cloudy albumin is seen since CO2 from the egg is stored. Difficulty in peeling so that the CO2 is still present there. Overwrapping method. So eggs are stored in these cartons which are overwrapped with a cellophane. So cellophane is a material which is similar to that of the plastic. So this technique is effective in maintaining the egg albumin quality. So there is a reduction in the evaporation rate and maintenance of low albumin pH levels. Overwrapping cannot replace the refrigeration, but it can be used conjugation with it. So compared to the oil coated eggs, eggs stored under plastic overwrap peel easily. Disadvantage is that mold development can be seen. Radiation. Certain levels of radiation is given and it destroys the ovimucin protein of the albumin. The gel-like structure of the albumin is lost on radiation. It kills the microorganisms. This preserves the quality, which are not practical. These are very expensive. There are certain containers that can be used to preserve the egg. Wooden boxes, cardboard boxes, plastic trays, aluminium trays, paper boats, molded pulp, cartons, boxes made of straw or organic fiber. Certain fillers are used. So why are fillers used? To minimize the eggshell damage. So when these eggs are packed along with the fillers during the transportation, freezing is not possible during transportation, right? So these may get moistened, leading to degradation of the product in long run or during the storage. So that these fillers can be used to absorb the moisture content. So there are also filler trays. So filler trays are made up of wood pulp or cardboard or plastic. They are molded or constructed in such a way that they can be stacked one on the top of the other and they can also be placed in boxes for the transport. A convenient way for counting the eggs. A standard tray contains 36 eggs. A standard box carries 5 trays, hence carrying 180 units of the egg. Plastic filler trays are washable and they are reusable but heavier than the wood pulp or cardboard filler trays. How can these eggs be stored? So eggs must be clean, they should not be washed or it should not be wet. Packaging material used should be new, clean and odorless. Eggs are usually stored at a temperature of 10 to 13 degrees Celsius and 75 to 85 relative humidity. But for a long-term storage, we have seen in the thermostabilization method and storage room temperature and humidity must be checked and kept constant. Loss of water due to evaporation should be reduced to a minimum level. Storage room materials should be cleaned regularly, disinfected, and detergents and sanitizers must be used. Air within the storage room should be circulated. Storage room floors should be made of the concrete so that there should not be any cracks and crevices found.